Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I get to work with a company that I love working with because they keep making my house more and more beautiful. The company I'm talking about is Rose Forever New York. You can see my two favorites, which are behind me. This is the first one I ever received, and you could tell that these roses are still excellent condition, super bright. They're basically a preserved rose company, so the roses last for a year or longer. I've had that for like 3 years at least. I don't know, but definitely at least 3 years. And then here is this is actually the newest one that I received, and they sent me this huge one, which I really appreciate because it was just gorgeous. So they were gonna have a sale for Valentine's Day, and unfortunately I got sick and then my computer got messed up and all of that. So this has been in a box for about a month now, and I've been waiting to share it with you. So we're gonna see how well it lasts if it sits in its box for a while. Like, is the preservation process good if you don't open it? Technically, these two I keep behind glass, so they do last longer when you do that. I had a light blue one and a white one. The light blue one is already done for. The white one still sits on my kitchen counter, but you can tell that being exposed to the air and just like probably the water, because it's right next to the sink, also makes it maybe last closer to the year than this one that's going like 3 years strong. They do have a discount code you can use, and you can use that, I believe, at any time. I don't think it ever expires, for $25 off. Put it up on the screen for $25 off. They're kind of pricey, but really if you think about the cost of roses, and let's say you wanted roses all year long because they do last a year, what that would cost, it's a fraction of the price that way. So it makes a really good gift, really good for Mother's Day, which is definitely coming up, graduations. So of course, this was a Valentine's Day. Like I said, I just didn't film it in time because of some circumstances. So it came in a heart-shaped velvet box. I'm sure they still have heart shape on their website because I've seen it even not in Valentine's Day. And this time I got this really pretty lilac color. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. So you can see this is the preserved roses. There's a little guy that kind of fell right here. We will scoop him up, a little piece of a petal, but other than that, you do lose a little bit of the rose scent, but it still has somewhat of a rose scent to me. At least the ones I have received have. I know that they have some other ones that are a little more special colors like gold and silver, and those they also have to paint, and I think those don't look as good or preserve as good, and they also don't keep their scent as well because they have to undergo an additional processing process. But from these, I do smell a little bit of the rose scent still. It's not as strong as if you did buy like fresh roses. So they got 16 roses in here. If you think, like, let's say, and honestly, I'm pricing this so very low, like the cheapest dozen roses you could find. Let me Google. Let's Google. What would a dozen roses be? Dozen roses, you can Instacart it. And this one says $89. That's if it comes in a vase. This one says $50, $23.99. So the cheapest I can find is $23.99. Let's say you wanted a dozen roses, which this is definitely more because it's 16, and you wanted it all year long. Roses last like a week, but we're gonna say 2 weeks because we can. So 26 times, what did I say, $23.99? $623 to have a dozen roses that look okay for 2 weeks at a time for an entire year. These have lasted longer than a year. At least that one has lasted longer than a year. All of them lasted longer than a year. Even the blue one that I did get rid of lasted longer than a year. So if you really calculate it out, definitely you're saving money going with this route. There are a few companies that do this. This one's been around since 2019, and they're based in New York. That's why it's called Rose Forever New York, and they use a preservation process with natural oils, so that's one of the reasons why I prefer them. They also are completely vegan, so they have some other cases that look like suede, or I think it's like pink suede. All of that is vegan. Everything they use is vegan. And then last but not least, they also use a natural dyeing process in order to brighten the color, or also they have some other, like I said, special colors, so they have to use a dyeing process for those. I honestly don't recommend those. If I'm looking at all of them, I like the natural colors better. For me, the red one, like the red and black suede that you see behind me, my two favorites, obviously, that you see behind me are the like go-to. I also do white and black suede. I've done that a couple times and just perfection. You know, I'm not a pink girl, but they have a couple shades of pink as well. And then I think they have 2 shades of purple, like this lilac and maybe also a darker one. I don't know. Every time I get to go on and tell them like, oh, she's like, what would you be interested in? I get to tell them what colors I might like, and then I like a little bit of surprise sometimes what they send me. So in this case, it was heart-shaped for Valentine's Day, which is super cute. I don't know where I'm gonna put this one. They do say the retail value for this 16 in a heart shape is $389, and then on their site right now it's $189. A lot of times they're discounted, so it's not always exactly $189. It is if you go like today. I'm gonna make sure, or else I'll have to take this part out if I'm editing and that's not the case, but it's $189 plus in addition you get the $25 off, and then you have roses that last for a year. That's another thing I love about the company. They let you stack the discount codes in addition to the sales, and then they have sales, even bigger sales all the time. So if you go around Mother's Day, you'll probably see another sale. I feel like they'll probably have something for spring, and then for sure Mother's Day. Like I said, they had one for Valentine's Day. I'm sorry that I missed posting this for you guys in time for that, because also it's just like so cute that it's this little cute heart. Let's do a question of the video. Roses are actually not my favorite flower, although who doesn't love roses? But let me know what your favorite flower is in the comments down below. My favorite flower is orchids, and it's actually orchids that have different colors in them. Like the orchids that they dye with, you know, the natural dye that they put, and then it soaks up in water, and then they like get these really cool colors. Those are my favorite flower. Additionally, like you don't cut orchids, you usually get them in a pot, even though they do eventually die, but then they keep regrowing. So it's kind of nice because those also last a while. So let me know your favorite flower in the comments down below and why it's your favorite flower. That's all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!